Plants grow 6 metres in the air. And we go through and we string to overhead trellis work every single plant. The microbrewery industry has been a huge growth for us and for the industry. And we can say, well, yes, we know that this is how this plant was developed, this is where it was grown, this is the garden that it was grown in, so we can follow its whole life, basically from its inception all the way to the beer. And that's what the industry wants. It gives us an advantage in the world, and the rest of the world now is sitting up and taking notice of what's happening in Australia. We now supply hops domestically, internationally, just selling into the USA, the UK, Germany, up into Asia, throughout the islands. Brewers are becoming more passionate about hop varieties that they're introducing to their beers.
We wouldn't have craft beer without hops, and specifically the amazing flavour and aroma hops that are coming out now. Hops are a precious commodity, so we use them sparingly, but compared to the old days of when hops were really just used for bittering, we used huge amounts of hops. The pioneers of the craft brewing industry came from the US and the West Coast, and they started using hops more and more to deliver these amazing aromas and flavors. And that's what shocked people into realizing that beer didn't need to be bland and not hoppy. So we use hops from all over the world, but we just love the flavors that Australian hops in particular are really delivering into our beers.
We get our beer delivered on a Thursday. It comes straight from the brewery, and there's a lot of local breweries around here. We cram it into this cellar in the basement. There's hardly any room to move because it's like stacked. There's every square centimetre of space is taken. There's been an explosion in craft beer. It continues to gather pace and gather momentum. These days, I would say that it would be very hard to find someone who hasn't been exposed to craft beer somewhere along the line. There's no question that the demand is growing. It's probably, hopefully, continuing to outpace the supply. And there's a lot of new supply coming onto the market, but the demand is still growing very quickly.